Of course. So you're only 30. You started your first VC firm at 24. That's really a dream for a lot of people. Why leave that behind for Andreessen? And talk us through your role as a general partner versus a deal partner. What's really changing here?
You know, one of the things that really drew me to Andreessen is that the firm has been basically the only large VC who has had early conviction and maintained that conviction throughout multiple crypto cycles. And I think that's one thing that really sets the firm apart from most traditional VCs. I also saw the possibility to do something really big here. I think the firm's operating model has, we try at least to deliver a lot of value to entrepreneurs. And so the ability to kind of continue doing the investing I was doing, but at a bigger scale, just seemed like an amazing opportunity. And so I'm very glad I took it. In terms of how my role changes, I'll be continuing to invest in amazing entrepreneurs in the crypto space. So that's pretty much the same. It's really more about being able to have a seat at the table as we think about how we can help the crypto space evolve further, and also to be able to spearhead deals from start to finish.
Got it. The industry moves so quickly. You're very young, but you've already been through a couple of booms and busts in the past couple of years. How are you investing through what appears to be another bear market for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies? Bitcoin has lost roughly half its value just since April.
We really take the long view and focus on the technology. So what I've seen over the past 8 years in this space is that, you could call them a bear market or moments of somewhat less, exuberance from a financial perspective are actually when a lot of the real work is done. So that's when entrepreneurs are coming up with new technologies. That's when they're building them. And so, we really think about this as a multi-decade endeavor. And so, we're pretty much unfazed by the cycles because what it really comes down to is the innovation, and that is persisting across cycles.
Yeah, we talk a lot about Bitcoin, but you guys are investing in things like DeFi or decentralized finance, gaming, even things that our audience might not even think of as remotely related to crypto. What are some of the less obvious areas where you guys are seeing value, maybe the next 5 years? What popped up as NFTs recently? What should we expect as that cycle continues?
You mentioned gaming. That's definitely one of the areas that I'm most excited about and where I'm spending a lot of time. It's easy to kind of scoff at the sector as something that's, basically a toy. But in reality, what we're seeing is that's a category where we expect the next hundreds of millions, billions of users to come in through, because there's just so much natural alignment in terms of a lot of the principles that underpin games. And more importantly, what the new wave of crypto games allows is for players to actually have ownership in these games. And in many cases, they're able to use them to actually generate revenue and build a life for themselves. So one game that has become extremely popular in crypto is called Axie Infinity. It's growing like crazy. And one thing that's been fascinating to see is the development of what they called scholars. So in order to play this game, you need to invest in Axies, which are these cute little creatures through which you play the game and then earn tokens. However, there's a significant upfront cost in order to do that. And so basically folks started what are known as scholarship programs, and Yield Guild Games is an initiative that really sort of spearheaded this. And what's been amazing to see is during the Philippines during the lockdown, many people who were not able to go to work began playing this game and are actually earning a better living than they were doing whatever they were doing before. So it's just really amazing to see this new crypto economy emerge, which is delivering incredible amounts of value to people who literally, have said, we don't know how we would have made it through the pandemic without this. So, that's just one example of something where we're seeing crypto playing a really positive role in the world. And we're super excited to see a lot more of that.